This is Action Sports Jax First and 10 Training Camp, sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
I do think you play like you practice. I believe that. And the more time on the grass during the week, and when you are prepared, you go play well.
Oh, you practice how you play. That is a tale that is as old as time. The Jacksonville Jaguars have spent a lot of time on the practice field, and now it's time to see if the quality of time on the grass matches the quantity. Welcome into First and 10, the final installment before the Jacksonville Jaguars take the field for the first time in a real game setting. I know what you're saying. It's preseason, but let's not pretend like all you guys at home aren't excited that football is back at the bank and we're about to be open for business. The Jags will welcome in the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs tomorrow night. This game is always one to look forward to for the players because it's their first chance to hit someone on a different team. Unless you're Malik Neighbors with the Giants, you know how he's throwing hands with everybody. Meanwhile, Jaguars head coach Doug Peterson understands what this game means specifically for those young guys suiting up for their first NFL game.
Just tell them to enjoy it, absorb, take in everything. Obviously, first time for all these guys to play, in an NFL football game, and it's exciting for them. But at the same time, I want them to go out and play well, calm their minds, but at the same time have fun, enjoy it.
Some quick notes regarding tomorrow's game. Doug Peterson announced yesterday that the Stars would see significant time, but he expressed the importance of shaking off some of that rust and getting that in-game feel. Offensive coordinator Press Taylor will join the rest of us on the field as he's going to call plays from the sideline this time around. And as far as the quarterback rotation, look, we know Trevor Lawrence is going to suit up first, but C.J. Beathard is up after QB1, and then it'll be time for a Bowles grad Mac Jones to bring up the rear. Now, no doubt that all eyes will be on the Stars, and for good reason. Everyone wants to see what the first-round pick, Brian Thomas Jr., looks like against a true opponent. Will the magic we've seen on the practice field translate over to the game? And obviously, we'll be watching the most important position in all of sports. Say it with me, the quarterback. But let's not lose sight of how this team has been decimated by the lack of depth over the past few years. While many people are tuning out the preseason, a lot of players are locking in because these games are of the utmost importance for the guys fighting for jobs. That goes for the rookies and the vets. While 11 players will be on the field each play, it'll take all 53 members of the roster for the Jags to be successful this year.
One of the things that we've, as coaching staff, focused on, and I think in camp this year is getting those young guys, those depth guys, more opportunity in practice to see what they can do. And again, these games are important for that. But I think the depth has been good.
Here's how we look at it. You make the roster, you're a starter. When you have a helmet and shoulder pads and pads on for the game, you're going to go in. And you have to view yourself as a starter. That's how we look at our guys.
And we'll have full coverage tomorrow night for the Chiefs and Jags. We get things started at 6:30 p.m. with our pregame show. That's Countdown to Kickoff. The entire gang will be on hand to get you prepped for the game. Now, no need to change the channel for kickoff because it will be at 7 p.m. on CBS 47. And we've got you covered with all of the highlights and reaction on the postgame show. It's a set it and forget it type of night on CBS 47. We'll keep the conversation and analysis going next week as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers come to town for the joint practices. That ought to be a lot of fun. The Brandon Austin Show will be the place to be from 10 to 1 p.m. One of these guys was a regular when it comes to scuffles on the practice field. I'll let you guys figure out which one of those two that is. In case you missed it, Mandarin graduate Terrell Jennings made his debut for the New England Patriots on Thursday night. Here he is going for 20 yards on the ground. Good, strong run for Jennings, reminiscent of that 2018 state championship that he helped secure with the Mustangs. I was on hand for that one. That was a good one. We'll take our first break on First and 10. When we come back, we'll shift gears to the NFL stars of tomorrow. Now, college football is right around the corner, and it's up next on First and 10.
Get local sports on demand with Action Sports Jax 24/7. All sports, all local, all the time. From the locker room to the field, the Jags high school football, the Jacksonville Armada, and don't forget the Brett and Austin Show. They're all in on Trevor. Of course. Download the Action News Jax Now app, available wherever you stream or at actionnewsjax.com. TV, phone, laptop, desktop. Action Sports Jax 24/7. Jacksonville sports all the time.
You're watching Action Sports Jax, 1st and 10, Training Camp. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
Oh, yeah, training that one the right way. That's right, you know what it is. Go Dogs. Former Georgia cornerback and current Jaguar Tyson Campbell spending some time with the fans this afternoon at Firehouse Subs, along with his good buddy Andre Cisco. Come on now, look at that. How cute. Welcome back to 1st and 10. In just a few weeks, the weekend is going to be jam-packed with football from start to finish. High school football on Friday nights, college football on Saturdays, and the pros close things out on Sunday. Now, our area is no stranger to watching our own navigate through that journey from start to finish. Carson Beck, now he's expected to be the next one to take the leap to the pros. He'll look to lead the Georgia Bulldogs to another successful season, hopefully with a championship at the end. The Mandarin High School grad is widely regarded as one of the best, if not the best, college football quarterback. If he keeps up the current trajectory, he'll no doubt be playing on Sundays, but his offensive coordinator says that Beck has no problem staying in the moment.
I see a guy that's trying to have a sense of urgency every day about everything he does and not taking anything for granted. But here's a guy that, had a good season, his first season, and there's a lot of noise outside, this building, about the future. But he can't control that. What he can control is, being where his feet are every day.
Beck and the Bulldogs get things started in Atlanta against Clemson on August 31st. The pipeline to Tallahassee continues for our local prep football stars. More than a handful of players that made plays on the high school football gridiron are now suiting up for Mike Norvell and his Florida State Seminoles. Names like Sam Singleton from Fleming Island, KJ Kirkland from Raines, and Camden Fryer from Columbia, to name a few.
A lot of things are moving slower, and I'm able to grasp things a lot easier and play faster, play smarter. So I just feel like all that stuff comes with time and experience, and just getting a lot of reps. So the more reps I can get, the more better off I'll be.
Knowing what you're good at, knowing your body type, knowing what you have to do to be dominant is really, I think, just a special thing to know, because I can't do what everybody else can do, but some people can't do what I can do. So knowing that, knowing the playbook, it's really helped me a lot.
The Seminoles are also expecting big things out of Columbia High School alum Shaheem Brown. The former Tiger started in all 14 games last season for the Noles, and his head coach has taken notice of his improvement, and he also singled him out as a player to watch this upcoming season.
I think he's playing by far his best football since he's been here. Just even some of the finer points of coverage, understanding, where to be, making sure that you're playing half a step faster. I think he's improved in his tackling, and I've got big expectations.
One last break before we get out of here. Fridays are about to get a whole lot busier around these parts. While the Sunshine State has a little more time to get ready, they're ramping things up on the gridiron across the border. The blitz is on when we come back. Well, kind of.
When I say it means something to me, gentlemen, it means something to me.
High school football is back, and it's bigger than ever. Welcome to the Friday Night Zone Blitz.
It is bigger than a game.
Watch the biggest games each week live as the action unfolds with instant reaction and analysis from our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan. It starts with live look-ins at the top matchups, including our Jaguars Prep Whataburger Game of the Week, and that is just the beginning of 4 straight hours of coverage. From 8 to 10:30, the Friday Night Zone Blitz is streaming on our Action News Jax app and online. At 10:30, the Friday Night Blitz you know and love. A half hour of highlights from around the area. 11 o'clock, we shine the spotlight on the bands that pump up the crowd. 11:15, it's time to blitz through the highlights online and on air. Then 11:35, back to the stream to break down the night's results with a reaction from local coaches. 4 straight hours of high school football on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Only on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
You're watching Action Sports Jax, 1st and 10, Training Camp. Sponsored by Farrah & Farrah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
Number 7, Kemp down here.
Big guy. Snap, and they throw it down underneath. And he's going to try to show some speed up to midfield. He's a big guy to bring down. He can't.
That's Hezzy Kent, a 6'7" tight end out of Brunswick High School who has all the major programs calling him, and for good reason. North of the border, we have our first action of the fall, a preseason matchup between the Pirates and Ware County. Now, next week, the regular season begins with Camden County paying a visit to the Brunswick Pirates, and then the following week it's time to jump into our game of the week schedule. The matchups are set, although this year we'll be expanding that, and it'll really be more like a 5 game of the week thing each Friday night. More on that in just a bit. Take a look at week 2. Bowls at Trinity has historically been one of those immediately circled on the calendar type of matchups. For the Trinity Christian Conquerors, it'll be life after Colin Hurley, with the talented quarterback now on the roster at LSU. He's not the only talented guy to have graduated from the Trinity Christian program after last year's season. The Conquerors have always been stacked with talent and will be again this year, but head coach Verlin Dorminey anticipates a much younger squad as he enters year 35 in charge at TCA, with a lot of early learning on the docket.
There's some really good young talent in our program, so we've been at it all summer long and all spring, and we're just trying to make sure we have all the young kids in the right places, and it'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be rough early because, we jump right out of the gate against Ed White, Bowles, and Raines. So, we might be all scratching our heads after week 3. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Our kids are really, really excited. They've had a great summer.
It's a little bit unfair to the young kids who are trying to find their way, but they're not allowed to at Trinity because you've got a target on you. It doesn't matter. Nobody feels bad if you lost the seniors. You got a younger group. They got to kind of wear the mantle of the last 20 years at Trinity Christian regardless.
And we talk about that a lot, about that tradition, about what's expected, and that it doesn't matter who you play on Friday night. You're really going to get their best game because they know that it's going to make their season if they can beat and upset Trinity. So we had several kids come back and just speak to the kids, our older kids that are in, NFL and playing in college ball. And it's good to have them back.
Oh, man, Friday nights are going to get so much fun around here. Don't forget, we've got the Blitz coming up on our regularly scheduled 10:30 and Fox 30 on Friday nights. And then we've got something fun for you coming up later on in the show. But most of all, tomorrow, it's game day. The Jags are back. We're going to talk about high school football. Plenty of time to talk about high school football as we enter that fall season. But the bank will be packed, and we're back at the bank tomorrow night. We'll leave you with some shots from Firehouse Subs. Andre Cisco and Tyson Campbell coming in to grab some food and couldn't even bring me a sandwich. What's going on with that, fellas? Man, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for watching Action Sports Jax 1st and 10 Training Camp. Sponsored by Farrah & Farrah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jax, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jax is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jax 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jax 24/7.